the hell do you mean Mr. Butcher's out of town? My arrangement was that he would keep me completely informed as to where he was going and what he was doing. Now, you get this and you get this straight. I want him to contact me. No, not as soon as possible. Now. So where's Duke?
Duke?
You know, tall, Scottish fellow, you work for him?
I don't know. I thought he was here. Where did he spend the night?
If I knew where he spent the night, I wouldn't have to ask you, would I, Angel?
Well, okay, thank you. Well, there's another dead end. They don't sell music boxes. They sell nuclear waste containers.
Oh, great.
I can't believe how many different companies in Quebec begin with the letters C and A as their titles.
You know what gets to me is looking down this list, there's so many of these things that there's no way you could tell what the initials stand for. People, companies, who knows?
Tell me about it. That last phone call was a perfect example. This is just so frustrating. I'm so tempted to skip some of these. But
As soon as you do that, then that'll be the one.
Right. I can just imagine how much this is going to cost me on my phone bill.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We'll send the bill to Sean, okay?
I could call at night when it's cheaper, but then nothing would be open.
That's true. Somewhere in Quebec, there has got to be a person or a company that makes music boxes with the initials C and A.
Oh, easy for you to say. I have a feeling this search is going to go on forever.
Don't give up. Somewhere in this haystack, there's going to be a needle.
Oh, yeah? I wonder if Sean's having better luck in Washington.
I hope so.
Hello.
Ever heard of knocking?
Better?
No, what do you want?
Have a bad night, did we?
Clearly not as memorable as yours.
More than likely.
Well, what do you want? Or did you just come around here to brighten up my day?
Little testy, aren't we?
Well, just state your business and then leave. I'm busy.
Yeah, that's silly of me. I guess I'm just being plain rude, elbowing my way to the front of the line like this,
Oh, Robert, come on. You can be so annoying sometimes.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Going to enlighten me?
Well, you know what I'm like. You know, I move around, I see things, I hear things, and it all kind of gets mixed up inside and creates questions. And then it eats away at me till I get answers to the questions.
What questions?
Well, for instance, when we were out there traipsing around in the jungle looking for Robin, why did you think that she'd been kidnapped? Perhaps I should repeat the question. Why did you think Robin had been kidnapped?
It's obvious, isn't it? I mean, everybody at the camp had been looking for her for hours before we got there, and they hadn't had any success. She's not the sort of little girl that's irresponsible enough to run off and worry everybody half to death. You know, and what with all these stories about missing children and everything these days, I don't think that I was overreacting at all.
That's it?
Yes, that's it. Look, if you'll excuse me,
one more
please.
question. How did it come to be that you just turned up there with Laborie? Should I repeat that question too?
It's none of your bloody business. We'd been discussing our separation, that's all.
So I take it this is to be a permanent arrangement.
I never said...
It's not to be a permanent arrangement.
Look, I never said that either, Robert. What do you care anyway?
You're right, I don't care. Except where it concerns my daughter.
You know, these things always amaze me.
Never changes.
Here, the whole hospital's talking about Alan Quartermain's appointment as my assistant. I can't say a word about it until the board meets today and they make it official.
Mm-hmm. Well, take heart, dear. It happens in every big organization.
Yes, I know, but I'll never get used to it.
Do you think that Monica's going to be able to make the meeting today? It'd be nice if you could say a few nice words about her performance, huh?
Well, I was hoping to do that, but she has to meet with a patient. That's probably best that it doesn't turn out that way. Too much praise, it might make her self-conscious and embarrassed. Besides, even though she's over her administrative chores, I think there's still a small part of her that somehow makes her feel that she's failed.
Well, I'd say that's a little understandable.
Maybe, but I want to talk to her someday about her own values.
Her own values? What do you mean by
What
that?
Monica prizes most, Audrey, is her excellence in surgery. It's the Quartermains who are ambitious for position. Not that it's wrong, mind you, but it just isn't one of Monica's values.
Speaking of ambition, I understand you may be picking a new board member today?
You mean Lucy Jones has been soliciting your support as well as everyone else's? Come in.
Hey, this must be my lucky day. I get to kill two birds with one stone.
There. Hi, darling.
What brings you around, son?
Well, I just stopped by to see Irma, and I thought I'd drop by to say hello.
Oh.
So hello.
Well, hello. Well, you caught me in the middle of a busy day, so I'm going to have to leave you alone with your father. Poor dear. So, how are things coming along at the Brownstone?
We've decided to fix it up ourselves.
Oh, my, just what I need. Bobby, Patrick, and you all laid up with broken bones.
Now, wait a minute. I was a pretty good carpenter in my day.
Well, it seems to me that the price of Band-Aids was greater than our mortgage payments that year.
Ha, ha, ha,
Ha, ha, ha. See you both later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sit down, son. Let's talk a while.
Well, stopped by to see you to ask you sort of a professional question.
Oh, like what?
My suspension is almost over, and about the same time it ends, I become eligible for promotion.
Yes, I know.
Well, that's my question. Will my suspension affect my chances for the promotion?
You know, I loved your hair today. It looks great. Listen, just between us, I know that the word about Alan's appointment has been, shall we say, leaking out all over the place. I was just wondering, have you been able to pick up any reactions to the changeover?
Well, I think some of the women were very disappointed that she had to step down because it gave them all a sense of recognition having a woman in that number 2 spot.
Yeah, I can understand that, and that really kind of concerns me. I was wondering, do you think that any of the ladies on staff are feeling that men are saying behind their backs they knew that a woman wouldn't be able to hack the spot all along?
Oh, no, no, no. I mean, Monica is a terrific parent, and she's a wonderful surgeon. I don't think anybody can fault her for stepping down.
Well, that's true. She is. But tell me this, what about the reactions to Alan as a person?
I think that everybody pretty much agrees that if it had to be a man, Alan is a very good choice. Wouldn't you say so, Jessie?
Yes, I certainly would. Although I'm not very happy about some of the rumors I'm hearing around here.
Oh, good afternoon, Irma, Bobby.
Hello, hello.
Well, if Lucy Jones ends up on the board, I think I will resign immediately.
I take it she's not one of your favorites.
No, she's not. That's not the point. You know, and the funny thing is, she's absolutely capable of doing some wonderful things. And it kills me to say it. Look at the daycare center.
Yeah.
The problem is, everything she does is motivated by self-serving ambition. You can't trust her for a minute, and it's really a shame because I think she'd do very well on merit alone. Anyway, sorry about the monologue. I should learn to keep my mouth shut.
It's all right.
Thank you.
From the looks of things downstairs, you're about finished, huh?
You would be right.
Well, you certainly improved the old joint. You gave it a little class. That's what we got now.
See if you can keep it that way.
I guess you're going to be leaving us real soon, huh?
Just as soon as possible.
Oh, you packed already.
I only need Duke's approval on the finished club.
No problem. He's going to love it. Everyone's going to love it.
First he has to see it, though, doesn't he?
Well, there's no arguing with that.
And before he sees it, he's going to be found by you. Isn't that true?
Well, of course. I think that if...
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I'm looking for Duke.
Oh, join the club.
By the way, you have done a marvelous job on the club.
I always do a marvelous job.
Listen, I know you two are all friends, and I know you have an awful lot to talk about, so if you'll excuse me, I'll get on my way and see if I can locate Duke.
You might try him at Anna's first.
Are you kidding?
So, you all set to go home?
What is this? Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Get the next taxi? I mean, you just can't wait to get rid of me, can you?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just
We
thought-
both know what you meant, Cheryl. Let's get that straight. You've made it very clear you want me out of your life. I will never ask to stay with you again. I won't even call you. But I have a life to lead of my own, which includes Duke Lavery. So if he chooses to spend time in this backwash, then I will from time to time be required to appear here. You're just going to have to learn to live with that one.
Sorry you feel that way.
No. No, the only thing you're sorry about is your association with my brother.
That's not true. I love Julian.
That was then. This is now. But I don't really blame you.
You're wrong, Olivia.
I'm sure that you did love my brother, but that's in the past. And the only thing you're concerned about is that his memory can bury your future.
How can you say that to me?
Oh, it's easy. I've got problems of my own.
Olivia, look at me. Just remember this. If Robert finds out about my past, I promise you, you're going down with me.
Oh, is that supposed to be a threat?
Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
How are things going over at the teen center?
Very well. Kids are excited about becoming a part of Mom's art festival, working real hard at it. Louise and I are getting along. We make a pretty good team.
I remember you telling me that young woman had a problem.
We've worked it out. I think she'll come through it.
Good. Nice performance on your part.
You know, we seem to be skirting around my question. Will my suspension affect my chances for a promotion?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, who knows how people are going to react to it. A lot of people here have to approve of promotions for doctors on their staff.
So I might as well kiss the promotion goodbye.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying it's hard to predict. I can't guarantee whether your suspension will come up, and I can't guarantee whether your promotion will happen.
But I've paid my debt. I've gone through the trial. I've done almost all my community service. Do you think it's fair to punish me more?
I didn't say it was fair. You asked me if I thought your suspension would affect your promotion. I'm saying it might, and it might not.
But the suspension itself, it had nothing to do with my competency as a psychiatrist.
Absolutely true, and I intend to use that, but I can't make any guarantees. Some people still feel that what you did was inexcusable.
Terrific. Welcome to the real world, Tom Hardy.
Son, I feel the same way you do about it, but it's a lesson we all have to learn sooner or later.
Well, it stinks.
Agreed.
So why don't you do something about it?
Like what? Punch it out the way you handled that bigot? What makes you think I'd have more success than you did?
At least I took a stand.
And I admire you for that, and I am trying very hard to keep you from being punished any further. But all I can do is try.
Well, it isn't right.
And it isn't right to punch out a patient either.
So I lose my baby, have to face the humiliation of a criminal trial, perhaps lose my wife, watch my career crumble right before my very eyes. Does that make sense to you?
Of course it doesn't make sense to me. I've been practicing medicine over 40 years now, and every time we lose a patient, it doesn't make sense to me. Look, I've got to get to a board meeting. We'll talk more about this later. At the risk of sounding like your mother, why don't you come over to dinner soon, huh?